His name is Lebowski? That's your name, dude.
Shut the fuck up, Chris.
We really have talked about that movie a lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Let's not do it again.
Let's not do it again. Except to say that I rewatched it Thursday or Friday of this past week. And I was proud of myself because it was a movie I had been wanting to rewatch, and I actually did it. I actually rewatched it instead of torturing myself by watching a shitty movie that was in my I did do that too, though. I was gonna say I watched.
What was the shitty movie? Let's talk about that instead.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. That was a pretty shitty movie. Did you see that?
I didn't see it. No,
Yeah.
I heard a thing about it, but I don't remember if it was good or not.
So basically, I mean, I did my
More like Tinker Tailor Soldiers,
right?
Spooge in your face.
Yes.
I'm not good with words today, as we proved from our conversation right before the show. I'm not drunk. I'm sick.
Yes, important distinction. Are the two very similar?
With the way your brain functions, I think so.
Yeah. Your brain on cold medicine.
I'm not on
just
cold medicine. I'm just on
on cold.
I mean, I'm on the tail end of the cold. Becky now has the cold.
Oh, how's she feel about that? She mad?
No, because she did the same thing to me like 2 months ago.
Okay, all right.
So I mean,
fair enough.
And so it's inevitable. Like,
yeah.
Like the moment I got sick, I was just like,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. She's like, for what? I'm like, you're gonna have this in like a couple more days. And she's like, I don't know. Who knows? And she woke up like, I think it was Saturday morning. She was like, I don't feel good. I'm like,
yeah, yep. And of course, you might give it to me. I might give it to Steph. You know.
I think I might not be contagious anymore, considering it's the tail end, and I'm just like, the only thing that I'm really doing is hacking up gunk.
Yeah. It's I don't like being sick, but I've heard, and I don't know if this is true. I've heard that the more symptomatic you are, the stronger the symptoms actually is, the stronger your immune system. That if you have a really, I don't know that this is true, but I read it somewhere, and so it must be true.
Yeah,
that
words written down obviously are truth.
That if your immune system responds very strongly, that's why you get the really strong.
So my
symptoms. Immune
system must be freaking top notch.
And so when I get colds, I want to knock on wood. I got a wood desk right here.
I'm glad you don't have an erection.
Hold on. Ow!
Did you just punch yourself in the dick?
No, I knocked myself in the yeah.
That was him taking a sip of water.
It was me. I almost tried to speak through the sip, which was interesting.
Great if you spit it all over the microphone.
Yeah. Well, at least it'd be my microphone and my computer, and not yours, right? I guess. I mean,
no, it wouldn't be good because then you'd have to get a new freaking microphone.
It would be. Yeah, that would be bad. What were we talking? Oh, you were sick. I
am sick.
My immune system does not respond in the way that I've been told it should respond if I have a strong immune system. My immune system's kind of like, eh. I mean, when I get sick,
you get like flu bag. You ever get that? When you get like a high fever and then like your balls are just like freaking like really low and they're like right next to your leg.
I don't know.
You just gotta have to pull them off your leg every once in a while because you're so freaking hot and sweaty and your ball bag's so long.
That's what she said. Do you ever have to pull them off your leg?
What?
That's what she said.
My ball bags?
No, just him.
Who?
Your balls.
What?
So, no, I don't know that I've ever had that.
Never had flu bag? Next time you have like a... Well, you don't have to have the flu. You just need to be sick with a high fever.
Yeah.
And then just like have your old bean bag a little bit lower than normal.
Just stick into your leg.
Because like it's like in the summertime. Like, all right, ladies.
In the summertime when the weather gets hot.
Yeah. You can stretch right up and touch the sky. When the weather's fine, you got women on your mind. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what you can find.
I think we were thinking of different songs. I was going for the Water Country theme, but, you know.
Oh. I was thinking Mungo Jerry.
Mungo Jerry. What were you going to say before I
don't
got
know.
You off I got you horribly off topic.
No, I was talking about my ball bag.
Your ball bag. Sticking to your leg.
No, but like when it's summertime and like it's hot out, like your balls are going to be more outside your body.
Yes. Yeah.
And because they don't want to be really hot, so they're trying to get away from your hot body.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you have a hot body. But the thing, the other side,
your balls want to get away from my hot body for another reason.
Yes. The other side of that same coin, in the wintertime, when it's cold out, your balls kind of go in.
Yeah.
And kind of because they want to be warmer.
Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay.
The this is
your
my
balls just want
anatomy and physiology class with Steve here.
Your balls want to be a consistent temperature.
They want to be a certain temperature. They don't want to be too hot. They want to be too cold.
Got it.
They're like the porridge that Goldilocks ate. That's the show title.
So how often do you get sick? Like,
this year, I was pretty good. I had the shingles though.
People talk about. I know you have the shingles, but I mean, like
real sick,
like flu or.
I think I got sick once in the winter, and that might have been even last year in the winter. Mm-hmm. And then it did twice, so this is number 2.
Okay.
Aside from the shingles.
See, I feel like I get it. I feel like I get it a lot, but I don't know. It's just that the thing I hate the most is the postnasal drip. I just.
Because then it goes into your lungs, and then you gotta go cough it up.
Yeah. Or maybe I've even got the term wrong. But the thing I hate the most is that burning at the back of your mouth, like the top of your throat, where like the mucus.
Because you had hot soup.
No, it's the part at the very beginning of the cold. It's always the very first thing that happens to me when I'm about to get a cold. Is I start the whole it's like my mucus is poison and it's just dripping down. And
actually, your mucus helps you. It protects you from all the gunk that's flying in. I picked a booger when I was on the way here. Yeah. And I flicked it out the window.
Then now it can help someone
else. It was
a
hard one, though. It hurt my nose.
Yeah, you got to get rid of those.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of them because I just think they're not doing any good up there.
See, it's really funny because there's that episode of Seinfeld where some hot girl that he's dating thinks that he's picking his nose, but he was actually scratching it. Mm-hmm. But then I'm digging away and because I don't give any shits if hot person or ugly person sees me digging away in my nose. I would be embarrassed if they saw me eat it.
That you try to do on the slide.
Yeah, I'd be like.
If Becky catches you picking your nose, I mean, what's
she
that?
Always. I am just we're. I'm way too comfortable around her. I'm just farts and picking my nose.
Well, the farts, I feel like when you can fart in front of a partner, that's when you know it's for serious.
Yeah,
I mean, Stephanie farts in front of me and behind me and all around me, and the farts are nonstop, and my farts are nonstop too. I almost
when right before we started the show, I almost farted in here, and we're in a new place. We're in a new recording area.
Yeah.
We're in sort of the foyer.
This is my office.
Yes.
Your
office.
Which used to be a foyer hallway at the top of the stairs.
So and we're in a sort of small area. So if I had farted, it would have been ruinous.
A hot box? No.
So I'm for the last couple of days I've been just coughing up mucus. I've been Dolphy.
Yeah. Now has most of the mucus been hard, or has some of it been moist?
No, it's been very moist.
Very moist.
Mucus membrane.
Mucus membrane moist. Moist
mucus membrane in the brain. Insane in the mucus
membrane. Mucus membrane. No.
No.
Not at all. Stopping that right there. Although that guy went on to be Everlast, right? Everlast?
No.
Isn't that? Oh, no.
He was the guy that did Jump Around.
Jump Around. Oh, yeah. He's the Jump Around guy. Jump around.
No.
Jump up and get down.
Jump. Yeah, no.
That one.
That
as opposed to Chris Clark will make you jump.
Is that what he said?
No. That's the crisscross dudes. That's those dudes. No. So
one of them dudes is dead. We already talked about
We did talk about that. But the Everlast dude is not the one who
It's been a while. Is that Everlast? Is that some other idiot?
Might be some other idiot. Why the dudes who got to put out singles in the early 2000s? I don't understand it. I mean,
if the New Sweethearts had just put out something like in the early 2000s, we probably would have had a great, amazing hit.
you guys did that. You didn't have that voice. I'm talking about that voice, the voice of like the
We could have made a shitty
rapper who could barely sing.
No, but we could have done a shitty song like that.
Could have.
We did.
I'm just kidding. Oh man, I hope that Dan didn't just throw his whatever he's listening to this
iPod
on across the room.
Sir, I hate you guys now. You guys are queer. For some reason, he's a Boston guy. Now.
He's a Boston guy.
You're wicked queer.
Another movie I watched this weekend. So I watched a lot of movies. So Big Lebowski. We talked about that, right? Is that how we started?
Yes, that's how we started the show.
Big Lebowski. I watched Tinker Tailor, and I watched Good Will Hunting. I watched Good Will Hunting on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday afternoon, evening, while I was folding laundry at first, and then later to.
Got a number. What do you like them apples for? That's my Boston accent.
That's a pretty good one there, Steve.
Thank you.
That's nice.
And I got the line right too.
You got the line.
It's like I got the script right in front of me. I like apples too.
I like apples.
Wanna go apple picking with me?
I was hoping you could tell me about the Southern colonies. You see, it's my contention.
Oh,
no,
Jesus Christ, no.
The
Let's go apple picking. I'm Ben Affleck. Apple dapples.
Apple dapple.
That's the Market Basket brand of Apple Jacks.
That's Market Basket. Market Basket and the Funky Bunch.
Was Marky Mark in that movie?
No. Casey Affleck was in that movie.
Donnie Wahlberg in it?
Donnie Wahlberg was not in that movie. See, they didn't start doing the crossover stuff until later. I mean, it's really when you get to The Departed that you get the Matt Damon universe crossing over with the Marky Mark universe. Like that's where that shit happens, is The Departed. Or The Departed.
Departed. Did you see the Whitey Bulger movie?
I did not see the Whitey Bulger movie. Did you?
See that. No, I haven't seen a movie in a while.
Yeah.
I think the last movie I saw was that movie, The Gift. Did I talk about that movie?
I don't know if you talked about that movie.
Was
it a gift?
No. it was just basically it was Jason Bateman.
Ooh.
And there was some other dude, and I forget the name of the actor.
I mean, I think Jason Bateman is technically capable of making a good movie, but I don't know.
But it wasn't a comedy, though.
Okay.
So it was a sort of thriller, and then it was just basically, oh, but bullying is bad, and it's just and it was very ham-handed, in my opinion. It just.
I don't know.
I would not recommend going to see The Gift or renting it on the Red Box.
I think Jason,
like the kids are doing nowadays.
Yeah, I know. Lots of kids doing that.
Going to the Red Box.
Going to Red Box. Somebody does. They're still in business.
Yeah, well, because there's still people that are above the age of 40.
Yeah. There are. Some of them.
I mean, we're close, but we're not there yet.
Some of them were getting very drunk in my house this weekend.
Oh, good. What happened?
I don't want to talk too much about that. I don't want to embarrass anybody, but I'll
embarrass all the people that don't listen to the show. Yeah, go for it.
It was my dad's 60th.
You should have heard about what Chris said on your show.
On his show there.
They're from New York now.
Yeah, I know. No, they're from.
I know they're not from New York.
I can't do the accent. Anyways, my dad's 60th birthday on Friday, and it was my parents'
happy birthday
39th wedding anniversary on
happy anniversary
Saturday. And so and added to that, there was a death in the extended family. So I'm
not going to say happy that.
No. But so there was some celebrating and some mourning and some drinking, tying all that together. There's a lot of drinking.
Okay, thank you.
Let
me just help you clarify that.
On Saturday, and that's why I ended up here watching Good Will Hunting, because I was getting at a certain point accused of not caring about the world because my politics don't match the politics of certain other members of my family.
The politics of dancing, the politics of feeling good,
the politic.
No. I like hanging you out to dry.
we gotta. Yeah, I mean, we gotta.
We should do a clip show. We should do a clip show of every time I hang you out to dry.
Yes.
It'll last like 3 hours.
No, but we got to do a song, man. We got to. If we hadn't already alienated Dan, we just say, "Hey, Dan, you need to write a song that Steve and I can sing." And
then I stopped singing, and it sounds weird and bad.
You stop singing, and the music stops, and I just go da 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 da.
That's how it should go. Get on it, Dan.
Just like that. Dan, if you want that as the sample for like the bass line, just let me know. I'll sing it. No, so my uncle, not technically I call him my uncle, but we're related in some other different way, which is too complicated to elaborate. Although, if you really want to know, send me an email. I will explain it to you because I am a genealogy dummy.
You mean anyway, genealogy queer?
Yeah, I'm a little queer. I'm a little queer for the genealogy there, Spanky.
So okay, what was wrong with your politics?
Well, so this stems back like a week or two ago. Stem cells? That probably I don't know. That's probably not something we disagree on. So a couple weeks ago, this same uncle was saying to me, I think I may have mentioned it on the last week's show, or maybe I mentioned it to you. I was trying to watch a Pats game. I came back from recording the show with you, and I was trying to watch a Pats game, and I was just getting...
Was it the Jets one? Oh, wait, no. No, it was...
It might have been last week. Anyway...
It was like the last couple of them were blowouts, except for the Jets.
Yeah. But at any rate, like, I was finally going to get the chance to watch one, but what that meant was I had to sit there and listen to my dad and my uncle talk politics, and I don't... I'm trying to not go off on too many different tangents. But, like...
Looks like you got horribly off tangent.
Politics is one of those things that if I'm not prepared, which I never am, is one.
What do you think about this, Chris?
Is one of those things that's kind of like a trigger for me. I know enough to get myself away from it.
Oh, you said trigger. I thought you were being racist.
No, that was that's probably my problem, is that I'm not racist enough. So in that case, I really wanted to watch the Pats game, and so I stayed there, and I just sort of brushed off the questions. And
should have just hung out at my place.
I know, I should have. And the accusation just ended up being that, you guys, your generation, you really need to start like paying attention to this stuff, because I don't think any of you are paying attention to it. And by implication, I think what was going on is I'm not paying attention to things that would make me be a conservative. Like that, like what if I were really paying attention to things in the world, as any intelligent person would end up on the conservative side of things. Especially in regards to financial stuff, maybe, but certainly a little bit of the foreign policy. That's the sense that I get, is that I am not, since I am not over here disavowing everything that our president has done and questioning what country he comes from and all of the since I'm not doing that, I'm somehow not paying attention and therefore don't care about the country. So this weekend comes around and there's a lot of drinking. There's a lot of potentially, like I would like to be involved. The person that passed away is somebody that I wasn't as close to as the rest of the family, but I was close enough. And certainly I wanted to celebrate my parents' anniversary, but it just got to the point where, unlike the Pats game, where I had no other choice, or I felt like I had no other choice, there is a TV up here. I felt like, you know what? I'm just going upstairs. I'm gonna go fold the laundry. I'm gonna watch Good Will Hunting, and I'm not gonna get involved in being accused of not caring about the country. And of course, this is all in the wake of.
But like, what happened this weekend happened in France.
Yes, and in Beirut before that. But yeah,
in the drinking game. Now, a lot of people confuse Beirut and beer pong. Mm. It's like, because beer pong, you're supposed to actually use the paddle to get the ball into the cup. But in Beirut, you throw it into the cup.
Okay, all right.
You ever played beer pong or
I have not
Beirut?
I have not played either one.
Oh, well, maybe we should do that. We don't have a ping pong table.
We don't, no.
I think Ryan and Beth do, so.
Yeah.
Maybe we can they live in Chelmsford, so.
Well, there you go.
We can set something up.
There's a lot of things that need to be corrected. I need remedial remedial 20-something, and maybe even remedial 30-something. Like, I feel like, in terms of like all the movies that I haven't seen that everyone saw when they were in their 20s or 30s, and in terms of all the things like beer pong in Beirut that everyone did.
Because you were busy trying to hook up with people in North Carolina on the internet. In the computer lab, AOL Instant Messenger, ASL.
Yeah, all that. Oh God, ASL. It took me a second there to remember what you were. I was thinking ESL, English as a second language. American as a second language.
Nope. All right, so yeah, it happened in France and Beirut.
Yeah. I mean, that was the backdrop for it. On Friday, the relative that passed away. It was my dad's birthday, and then as we were getting ready to have dinner that night, all of the reports about what happened in Paris started to come in, and I had such a hard time with it. I was in like a dark place to begin with, and I start seeing this stuff, and then when it starts to become obvious that ISIS was involved, I just know what I'm in for. I want to talk about not just me, but like at that point I was just like, I know what I'm in for. There's a lot of Islamophobia under this roof, and in my extended family, and I just like
see. Well,
I don't know.
I mean, I understand to a certain point where they're coming from, because being somebody of their generation, they're not encountering a lot of people who are practicing Islamists,
Islam.
or whatever
Islam. They're not encountering a lot of Muslims.
There you go. Thank you. They're not encountering people that are Muslims, so therefore they have no connection to the religion.
Right.
And like the things that they see in the media are radical Muslims.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not justifying, their hatred. What I'm saying, it makes sense that it exists.
Right. And often what they're being
or maybe that was
to,
me just justifying it.
I don't know. Well, often what they're being exposed to is the opinions of radical Christians about radical Muslims.
Yes.
Which just brings me to this, like...
But the thing is, there's radical Christians, and there's the kind of Christian that would bomb an abortion clinic.
Yeah.
And like... those are the worst of the worst, and that's what you hear about in the media most of the time. Is like, you don't hear about like, oh, there's this really nice Muslim guy that takes care of his kids. And
for instance, you don't hear about the fact until later on, and you probably don't hear about it at all on most major news broadcasts. I believe I'm right about this, that one of the guys who turned one of the bombers away at the stadium was himself a Muslim. And I could be getting the details wrong, but at least one of the bombers was turned away by somebody else who was a Muslim, and I don't know if that person paid with their life or they were just hurt. But you're not going to hear about that. You're just going to hear about ISIS, and you're going to hear and now today the news is breaking. There's a bunch of states here in our United States that are now saying they will not take. Including Massachusetts, I think Charlie Baker came out and said that will not take Syrian refugees. Won't take them.
Yeah, where are we going to get all that Syrian bread? I need a pita pocket, Chris. I need some tuna, some lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise.
I'm glad that you're here, because when I imagined...
I need a pita pocket.
When I imagined this... part of the show before I saw you today, before we started recording, all I imagined was all of the angry things that I wanted to say, and you are able to lighten it up, and I appreciate that.
That's good. Okay, so the thing is, like, I mean, I am crazy First Amendment guy. Mm-hmm. And you know that of me. Yeah. And one of the problems with being a crazy First Amendment guy is you kind of have to be okay with people's religion, regardless of how batshit crazy you think it is.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, but the thing that turns, like, so if someone's a Muslim and they're practicing their religion and they're not hurting anybody, hey, that's me being okay with it.
Yeah.
The moment it starts breaking laws, like you start blowing people up or start shooting people, you're breaking the law, and if you're doing it behind your religion, then you're just kind of ruining your religion for everybody else. You fucking shithead.
And yet, radical Christians are doing the exact same shit, including going into black churches and shooting them up. And we don't blame we in the United States in the West don't blame Christianity for the nut jobs that go in and shoot up black churches. Maybe the rest of the world does. Maybe they're a little bit smarter than us, or not.
Well, no, but I just like you don't think it's not the Muslim religion that's causing. Well, it's some teachings that they're translating into a certain way.
In some way.
They're distorting in a certain way, the same way someone who's a Christian could distort something in another way, saying that black people are inferior or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you look at do not in any way think that I'm going to say that ISIS is a good thing, because ISIS is a terrible thing. They're a terrible organization.
Yeah.
But if you look at it us, Americans, we were a terrorist organization basically for Great Britain. We didn't want to pay our fucking taxes anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So we were just we're just gonna fucking kill you now and then get out of here, and this is our country now.
Yeah.
So but to people in Britain, we were terrorists.
Yeah.
We
absolutely.
were.
The thing I always come back to is
so in any sort of aspect of life, if somebody is some sort of oppressed minority is rising up against something, and I don't agree with any of the things that ISIS says, but they're they have something, they have a gripe and they want to deal with it. They're doing it in a terrible way.
I think it was, and I know that there's a term out there that people have just started banning about. Banning is probably the wrong word. That people have started using in place of ISIS, and I know that it's out there, and it's a whatever. I don't remember what it is, so we can't use it. If you know what it is, you can send us an email to hot@clarkwoods.com and educate us.
Yeah, make us think that
the words. What the hell was I going to say?
You're a terrorist.
Terrorist. Oh, there was a distinction in I feel it was some role-playing game. I want to say it was Heroes Unlimited. It was one of the Palladium games that I played back in the day. The distinction between
hold on.
Terrorists.
Nerd.
Terrorists and freedom fighters, and they were essentially the exact same. Talking about sides of a coin. One person's terrorist is another person's freedom fighter. I mean, in the Rebel Alliance, bunch of terrorists.
Yes, they're in Star Wars.
The Rebel Alliance is a terrorist organization.
They're a terrorist organization in the eyes of the Empire.
In the eyes of the Empire.
Which is the larger, governmental organization. So basically, if we wanted to rise up and say, hey, we don't like these giant corporations, taking all of our money and blah 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 blah, and we're gonna rise up and take over. If we had done that, we're terrorists. Here's
the thing that I want to come back to with what you said, that they, so the relatives, right? One of the things that I keep coming back is that they have this American-centric view of history. Where they would never, where it's they never got to a world history course, so they will never go ahead and admit things like what you just said about the fact that we were terrorists as far as the Brits were concerned. Right? They will also never admit these are people who are descended from Italian Americans and Polish Americans. And I know for a fact, going back to the fact that I have a little bit of history and interest in genealogy, my Polish American ancestors...
Nerd. I forgot last time.
Made no effort that I can find, no documented effort to become citizens of this country. And yet, there is all the bigotry and prejudice in the world here, amongst the people that there's all the bigotry and the hatred in the world towards people who do the exact same thing,
but are brown.
Yeah, that our ancestors did 2 generations ago. One generation. I mean, my grandmother was the first generation born in this country.
They don't like it's sort of like a tribal thing, I think. It's like if you see a person that looks more like you, I mean, not every person is like this, or maybe initially you're like this, but you can learn to not be like this.
Right.
But I think you just instinctually see a person that looks kind of similar to you, and you feel like that person, you're connected to that person. If you see a person that's different than you, you kind of feel like you're not as connected with that person. And I think that's something that just, could, if left, like, with no fostering, or to foster that sort of feeling in a small group, then it continues to fester and become worse. But if you, like, you're out in the world, you encounter other people, you realize that the people that are different from you are also cool. Then you kind of like break out of that mold. But a lot of people don't, and I think that's the reason why we have so much shitty bigotry. We're solving problems today. Jesus Christ. We're solving terror. We know the root of terrorism. Yeah. We're solving racism.
While we're solving problems, I mean, there's a bunch more I could say there. I think the other problem that I'd love to solve is the problem of how praying for people ain't solving shit. And I'm speaking for me. I'm not speaking for Steve.
Come on,
here.
You and your. But people pray if they want. Like MC Hammer.
Praying is the source of all this shit.
No, we got to pray just to make it today. That's why we pray. Oh yeah, we pray. You don't remember MC Hammer?
I do. There's
a B-side. I think. Please Hammer, don't hurt him.
We don't need more prayer. We don't need more prayer at all.
We need more prayer, and we need it in schools. You know what? Okay, I agree. I'm being a doof, but I agree with you. But like the thing is, like what we need is less prayer and more like action, good action.
We also need. See, you're not on Facebook, so you don't see this, but we need less people pressing a fucking button to put the colors of France overlaid over their goddamn icons on Facebook.
Which is the same colors as America.
We just need less fucking Facebook. That's another. I was ready to quit Facebook this weekend for the like 150th time because of all of this shit. And I just started making liberal use of the unfollow button to get rid of all of the prejudiced, bigoted shitheads.
Okay, so you want less prayer.
I want less prayer. I would just honestly like less religion, because religion
but I can't get behind that, because I can't in good conscience say I could say shit and balls and cunt whenever I want. And then say, but you can't say that I worship the magic man in the sky.
I mean, you can worship the giver, the baker of sky cake all you want.
Yeah.
There's your Patton Oswalt reference. Drink. You can worship.
There's 2 One Piece references that completely got missed. So
you can worship the baker of sky cake or the baker of sky baklava, whatever the hell you want. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying I wish people would think.
But you got to bring the Greeks into this.
It's the source of all of these problems. I mean, disagreements about the imaginary dude in the sky. It's the source. Like, they all believe, all these people, not all of the world, but all these people that are fighting each other believe in the same God of Abraham, right? In one way or another. Some of them believe in good old Jesus of Nazareth.
Some people
don't.
Some people are Buddhists. They don't believe in this sort of God at all.
And those people, I applaud those people. I think Buddhism as a philosophy, as opposed to as a religion, has a lot going for it. But
isn't, aside from, most religions are philosophies anyways, aren't they?
Yeah, well, most religions are short fiction that are stretched out over eons and turned into Oh man, someday like,
you teach short fiction, don't you?
I do teach short fiction.
You teach the Bible. Do you teach the Bible?
I don't teach the Bible.
You probably get in a lot of trouble.
Well, I mean, there are courses out there that teach the Bible as literature.
But do they explicitly say as short fiction?
No, they don't. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's really not. I mean, it might. See, the thing is the Bible a collection of short fiction, or is it a novel, or is it a novel and stories? I don't know. These distinctions maybe not as important.
There's a possibility that there could have been truth mixed into the bowl.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, the story of Noah and the Ark makes total sense coming out of where it comes out of, because you're in between the Tigris and the Euphrates, and if that shit floods really bad one year, then it's really easy to see how that story gets exaggerated. That was their whole world between those two rivers. That valley floods.
Yeah, and luckily all the animals in the world lived right there.
Yeah.
So Noah could get 2 of each of them. And bugs too, for some reason. Oh, for the birds to eat.
Exaggeration.
Well, why would birds need to be on an ark? They could fly.
They need someplace to land, Steve. They don't land. I mean, not all birds land on the water.
So they're just on the roof of the boat?
They're on the roof, yeah.
Just shitting everywhere.
There was one of my...
Noah's kids would be like, I can't believe how much shit is on this boat.
One of the people that the little girl who was in A Christmas Carol with me, years and years ago at this point, she was, I think maybe I've said this, she played the young version of Emma Watson in that movie Noah that was out in the last couple of years, and I keep meaning to watch it. But here's the thing, like my aunt, not the same aunt who's related to uncle, but one of my other aunts won't have anything to do with it, because the sensibilities of that film and the fact that it challenges her particular brand of Christianity. And here's the other thing that my fucking the people belittling me and being all bigoted, like, they're also descended from Catholics, and the fucking wasps in this country hated the goddamn Catholics probably almost as much as they hated the Jews.
Yes.
Like, they just, the fact that it's so hard to watch people who have no fucking sense of history challenge me about the fact that I don't have any concern for the world. Of course I have concern for the world. I just have different concerns. I could care two shits about the fucking
balls and shit.
About the fucking economy, because the economy is going to do what the economy wants to fucking do. I care a whole hell of a lot more about people trying to repeal laws that right now give my daughters some semblance of a decision about their own bodies. I care way more about that shit than I care about whoever's fucking pet idea of the way capitalism should be this week. Like, I don't care two shits. The economy's going to do what the economy is going to do. But you want to go ahead and tell that my kids that if they get raped, that they can't have a fucking abortion. No, I'm sorry.
Could you get a little bit more dark, please? Jesus Christ. All right, there was an episode of South Park.
I can get a little more dark.
No!
No, I was just going to try to sing a Smiths lyric, but I couldn't think of anything.
All right, so there was a South Park episode. There was a number of years ago, and Cartman, I think it was like the...
I'm sorry.
There was whatever new video game system was coming out, and he wanted to travel into the future so he could get it before it came out.
Yeah.
And so he accidentally travels too far into the future, and religion has been completely abolished. And then basically people are fighting over their version of science is more good than another version of science. And we're right back to where we are now. Yep. Only it's people saying that this is the right thing, or people saying that this is the right thing, and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, people are going to fight.
But... as far as the economy goes,
I feel like
I'm going to solve the economy right now.
I feel like that's what they're challenging me on, is that and foreign policy, that I must know nothing about foreign policy because I don't agree with building a fucking wall or not accepting refugees. Anyway, solve the economy.
You don't have to live like a refugee, Chris. The economy. I'm going to solve the economy.
All right.
All we have to do is just take every CEO in every company, cut your salary by like 3/4.
Yep.
And use that money to hire people at your company.
Yep.
So you have a full workforce, and we stop complaining about like going lean, Sigma 6 fucking bullshit nonsense. We stop doing shit like that. We have a full workforce. Everybody's working. Guess what? We're not paying unemployment insurance. And guess what? You can cut back on taxes because if everybody's paying into the tax system, we don't have a lot of people milking off the tit of the American public. And at that point, when there are shit tons of jobs, then you can find the people that are taking advantage of the American people, and you put them in prison for doing so.
But why should the CEOs give up the money, Steve? They worked so hard for it.
Because it would help society for no other reason.
Socialist, Steve.
Yes, that's and even though 3/4 of what they make. They probably will still make a shit ton of money and a shit ton more money than their lowest level employee or their highest level employee.
What are they going to pass on to their children? They got to look out for their children, because their children, Steve, their children have to live in the lap of luxury too. So the children have to, they're working so hard, so their children will have to.
Chris, you don't have to argue with me.
You
can just agree with me and say that this is a great idea. And I solved the economy.
I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate here.
I solved the economy next.
Can you solve online ordering of food?
Just get Amazon Prime and you get it in like 2 days.
Fucking Amazon. The Apple TV comes out. The Apple TV seems like a like the box you would want to hook up to your TV because it can get every fucking thing. You ask the box, you say, "Show me where I can watch."
Show me the money.
Show me the money. Show me where I can
watch.
watch.
And then it plays Jerry Maguire.
Every episode of One Piece, and
it's on Hulu.
And it will tell you not just if you can watch it on Hulu, but if it happened to be on Netflix, or if you happen to buy it on your iTunes, but you know where it won't search because there ain't no fucking app? Amazon. Amazon wants to have their own fucking box on the bottom of everyone's fucking TV. They won't sell the Apple TV. I don't think they sell the Chromecast either, unless you think that I'm just a fucking Apple whiner here.
Well, I can get it on my PS4, so...
You can get Amazon on your PS4? Why put it...
And on my Wii U, so...
I don't know why they will put it on those things. I guess because they're not trying to make a game console yet, but watch out, Sony and Microsoft when Amazon make a game platform.
They would love... Yeah, I'm sure that Amazon wants to flush billions of dollars down the toilet.
Oh, they did when they made a Fire phone. That thing flopped hard.
Yeah,
anyway,
you know what would flop more? Another game system in the market.
Yes. I was talking about online ordering of food, Steve. That's what I was talking about.
We could go to the Peapod or whatever, Stop and Shop?
No. I'm talking about online ordering of, fast food. You could have segued it a little bit better.
I'm
trying to talk about the fact that if you decided, for instance, I'm just pulling this out of my ass here, if you wanted to order something from, say, Chipotle.
Oh, I did that last night, as a matter of fact.
Are they the ones that had the E. coli problem? Is it maybe because they've been pulling their food out of their ass? All right, sorry, you ordered Chipotle.
Yes, we ordered it from the one in Woburn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give them a hell of an endorsement today.
Uh-oh.
We did our online order. We placed it at around 6 o'clock.
Okay.
So, and I left the house at 6:30. I gave them a half an hour to make my burrito and her salad.
Okay. Seems doable.
I get there. They still haven't made them yet. And I stopped and got gas. And was kind of sitting in the car listening to the Pats game.
Oh, Jesus. Once you got there and you told them, "Hey, I'm Steve. I'm here."
It took them. If I had just showed up and ordered them normally, I would have gotten it faster. What is the point of doing online? It said the online said it would be ready at 7, and I was like, it's not going to take an hour. I think it's just that's something that defaults.
Did they seem swamped? When you
went in? There was a line, but it wasn't out the door.
Yeah.
How many people are going to be at Chipotle at 6 o'clock on a freaking Sunday night?
Is it because it was halftime or so?
No, it was the third quarter.
Okay, yeah. I'm just trying to think of a reason. I don't know.
There's a Target across the street.
Could you order a burrito there?
Do they have burritos there?
I don't know. They're probably pretty shitty burritos.
Well, yeah, like, I'm like, dudes, like, seriously, you have online orders, get them done, and then, like, the person shows up and they will talk about it on their podcast and say how fucking awesome it was that I got my burrito so quickly and the service was great. Not like a bunch of people staring at me. Why is this guy standing here?
Right.
Oh, wait, we haven't done his online order yet. That's why.
Do you...
They didn't put hot sauce on it either.
They fucked it up?
Yeah. What am I going to freaking drive back? No. I've already had enough of those people. So Chipotle and Woburn, you're on my shit list, and not the literal shit list. You're on my I don't want to go eat at you anymore. And I know this is going to upset Becky because she doesn't like the Qdoba, but I'm going to go to the Qdoba instead.
Qdoba.
If I want a burrito.
That's some serious, like, Burger King in that shit there.
Yeah. Well, you know, don't fucking, like, have online order and then be shitty about it.
Do you online order for the same reason? Do you online order because you don't want to actually talk to a human being?
No, that wasn't the thing. I thought it would be easier, and I thought it would be just like walk in, get the food, leave.
The reason I asked that is that's why I online order, because I don't want to... Anything above and beyond me getting food for myself, I don't want to do it by myself.
I don't like being on the phone and ordering something.
I don't like being on the phone and
because
ordering.
like they could so easily screw something up, but they still screwed it up on the online.
I don't like in person. So this was Saturday night. Saturday night we did an online order for Subway.
Ooh.
Which and the only reason we were doing it was because we had
Did you get the Jared special?
Oh God. I really don't like Subway, but everyone else in my family...
Which one did you go, the one next to the laundromat?
Yeah. Everyone else in my family likes Subway. My parents and my aunt and uncle were out having a nice dinner, just the grown-ups. And we were just like, let's just get something simple. We don't want to cook anything. But I didn't want to go to Subway and try to get all 4 orders right. I feel like I'm
gonna be the guy with a list.
And I feel like every time you go to a place like that and you order more than one thing, they look at you with disdain. Like, why?
If they have a line, I understand. If it's like lunch rush, they're like, "Fuck you, dick." Like, but like if it's Sunday or Saturday afternoon,
there was
evening,
nobody. Yeah, there was nobody in there. I should have been. And here's that's the reason I did the online order. I get to the end of the online order, there is no place to put in the fucking coupon. So the entire reason that we were going to Subway. The only reason we were going to Subway was because we had a coupon. Otherwise, I'd go to Zesties. I'm going to plug them because we were going to Zesties for like 40 years. I don't know how long my parents
I don't think it's been around for 40 years, do you think?
It's been around for like 30-something.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
been
like
around
81.
Since we were
81 or 2,
That's
I
almost
feel like.
40 years. Fuck.
Yes, it is almost 40. It's closer to 40 than it is to 30. Anyway, so like we totally would have just gone to Zesties. Like we all got subs. Melody got a little pizza. Like,
you would have gone. Yeah,
and I don't.
And you would have been supporting a local business instead of like
instead of fucking the Amazons of the world and the Jared ways.
The Jared in their child molesting, child pornography. Allegedly, but I think it's not alleged.
I think he's going to the Slammer to get.
I don't like that. I don't like those jokes. Like,
I don't like those jokes. There's a great episode
because it makes it seem like it's okay to rape somebody if they're going to prison.
There's an episode of This American Life called Act 5 that I used to teach, and it was about. Prisoners staging Act 5 of Hamlet at their prison, and they really say that there's an overly simplistic view of prison sex and homosexuality in prisons, and that in reality there isn't as much of it as we think there is. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. It's one prison.
I was one of those people that got bullied in school, and. I could imagine stepping into prison. It would be the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'd just be like, I'm going to get fucked, and I don't want to get fucked.
Yeah.
And because if I was to go to prison, it wouldn't be for, like any of the atrocious things. It would probably be for something, like, accident that I could not get out of.
You'd be the dude in the Sawyer episode of Lost, where the dude he calls Costanza, who's like in there for whatever the fuck he is. You'd be that guy, and
for killing Jerry and Kramer.
Hey, Steve, how did the Patriots cheat this week?
I don't know. Did you see that last?
Maybe, I might be going too early. We're at 49-41.
Did you see that last play of the game?
I did see the last play of the game. I tweeted out after that. I thought they were going to score a fucking touchdown on that play. I was convinced. The way that ball was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, the way that the Giants always play us and always come up with a fucking circus play, I was convinced. How much longer do I have to stall, Steve, until you get to it? No, I was convinced that it was going to be the play of the century for the New York Football Giants.
Oh, but okay, so I just retweeted it.
Okay,
so you could put it in the show.
I'll put it in the show notes.
But it was basically at the end of the Giants-Patriots game, deserved the yakety sax treatment. Yes. So here it is. So basically, it's the last play of the game, which was the Patriots doing an onside kick, right, and the Giants recovering it and fumbling it, and then recovering it, and then we recovered it, fumbled it. They recovered it and fumbled it. And then I think they did a lateral at some point. And then they fumbled it again, and then they eventually were out of bounds, and then the game was over.
Got knocked out of bounds. But if that guy had done a forward pass, there was probably somebody behind the Patriots. There was probably somebody right there, and if that guy had any kind of an arm, and he didn't get knocked out of bounds, that was going for 6. The game was going to be over, and they were going to have beat us again, and they didn't. And I felt great about it at the very end, but man, and there was 1 second left on the clock.
Yeah,
that was all with 1 second.
The onside kick happened with 1 second left of the clock, and the play's not over until
the play's over.
Yeah, regardless of how much time is left on the clock.
Oh my God, it was a messed up game. Why did I say messed up? It was a fucked up game at times.
We made a lot of mistakes, and so I don't know if we cheated this week.
I think what happened is that so here's my theory.
I only listened to a bunch of the game because we were kind of just watching shows at home.
Yeah,
and the only time I really listened to it was going to get burrito.
Basically, I mean, so Eli Manning was doing what Eli Manning always does against us. He was chucking the ball long, hoping for either pass interference or somebody to stick to somebody's goddamn helmet.
Yeah.
And that has always worked for him. It's always worked well for him because I got to tell you, back when his
how are we supposed to defend the random luck that he has?
I don't know, but here's the thing. This is how the Patriots cheated. So back in the day, back before he came into the NFL, his brother at that time, his brother Peyton. I'm not sure if you're familiar with his work.
He's on the Nationwide commercials.
Yeah. He
chicken parm, you taste so good.
Yeah, he threw 4 interceptions and got benched on Sunday in the same game in which he broke some damn record. And his team lost. But Peyton Manning, great quarterback. He's a fantastic player.
See, people always say that, but Eli has more Super Bowl championships than he does.
Peyton, when Eli first came into the game, he's working for the Colts. They got a lot of horseshoes around. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
He got real comfortable with his brother. Like he got real comfortable with his brother, and he's like, Eli, this is how shit gets done. You just got to open wide. And he shoved the horseshoe up Eli's ass. And that's how he's done it all these years, Steve. And the Patriots, they got themselves a magnet. Pulled that horseshoe right out of his ass.
I don't think that's true. Is that how we cheated?
I went with that. That's how we cheated. We used a magnet to pull the horseshoe out of his ass.
To pull the metal object out of Eli Manning's asshole.
Now, if we had just reached up there with some lube.
And then tickled his balls a little bit. Hopefully he didn't have the flu. Callback.
If we just reached up there with a hand, that is not illegal. It's the magnet that made it cheating.
Oh, okay. Because that's how we're affecting our coin tosses, too. Magnets.
Right?
How do they work?
Right? That's how they cheated this week, Steve. All of that came from you telling me that the horseshoe came out of Eli's ass before.
No, that was a Bill Burr thing. In fact, I'm going to have to recommend you listen. I think it was either his the Monday morning podcast from last week, or it was his Thursday afternoon, Monday morning podcast, which makes no fucking sense, but he's just checking in on you.
Yeah.
He was one of those two, and he was going on this fucking tirade about how fucking Eli Manning, he's just like, I'm not going to try to replicate it.
Yeah.
Listen to either, I think it was either one of the, listen to both. They're both funny. But like the tirade about Eli Manning was pretty fucking fantastic.
I will try to check that out. I don't know if, well, we're recording this on Monday. I guess it's technically night. It's fucking dark outside.
Well, it's not even, it's like, what is it, 5 o'clock now?
It's 5:03. Which means, anything, I don't want to make any promises about the show notes because I gotta get this fucker out before midnight, so we maintain our streak.
We have not, well,
we have not,
I don't even fucking.
We haven't missed a Monday.
That's great. I'm so happy.
You're so happy.
I'm just tired.
Well, that's it. I mean, that's what we got on the list. We got a few minutes left. Anything else you want to cover this week? I mean, it's been a busy.
We haven't done a plug of the Ape's Choice in a while.
We have not done a plug of the Ape's Choice in a while.
We talked about the new Sweethearts earlier.
We did.
We should probably plug the frickin' album.
We should plug the album.
So you can get it on
Plug it
Amazon.
Fucking Amazon.
You can get it on Google Play or on iTunes. The Ape's Choice, the new Sweethearts, featuring the hit single "Diary of a Hobo."
Diarrhea what? I haven't been drinking.
Diary of a Hobo.
Diarrhea of a hobo.
No.
Yeah, you're not sick that way.
No, I'm sick like a...
Diarrhea cha-cha-cha.
You're sick.
Okay, so...
What?
Hamburger, bang, bang. I heard this week.
Hamburger. What?
Hamburger, bang, bang. I think it was on Roderick on the Line, which is one of my favorite podcasts. Maybe it was, I don't know if it was this past week's episode or the week before, and they were talking about the Asian perception of Americans. And I think, given that we've talked a lot about bigotry and a lot about misunderstandings of cultures here today, I'm not saying that they're being bigots by saying hamburger, bang, bang, but in terms of, like, people misunderstanding cultures, I think that's a pretty accurate one that is also damn fun.
I was told that the way, when, how, like, when Americans, like, have, like they do, like, a fake...
Right.
Like a fake accent. Not accent, but, like, if it's a different language.
Yeah.
They pretend to say words in the language.
Right.
But when I think people from China are making fun of Americans, they go shaw 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 shaw.
Oh my god!
Which I think is hilarious. So if someone was if like an Asian person was doing that to me, I would like openly laugh in his face.
Because I have
and I'm like, that is hilarious, sir. I sound just like that.
I would love to go. Maybe I should go find this shit on YouTube. It's got to be out there. I was gonna say I'd love to travel to another country to hear this, but like I would love to just like hear various interpretations of what Americans sound like. I mean, there was when Harry Potter, Harry Potter, when the last one came out, I think it was MTV interviewed the entire cast and tried to get each of them to do their own American accents, and most of them came out sounding vaguely Southern.
Yeah, well, because I think it's easier to do, like, because like us being from the Boston area, you'd think we'd be able to do Boston accents, but we fucking suck at it.
We do fucking suck at it.
But I think doing like a sort of regional thing like that is easier than just doing like whatever non-regional crap that we're spewing out.
Well, and of course, the thing is, like, I don't know which British accent we're doing when we try to do British accents, but there's a whole bunch there's a great video. I'm making more fucking work for myself by mentioning this. But there was a great video.
We were done. I was just let's do plugs here.
Done,
like, let's do video.
Maybe it's easier for us, based on which accent our American accents descended out of, to do one particular British accent, and maybe it's easier for them to do a sort of southern accent based on where their accent is today. I don't know. I have no idea about linguistics or accents or any of that shit.
Maybe someone who does will be listen to our podcast.
And email us.
At
clarkwoods.com.
Yeah, send us an email at clark@hotwoods.com.
I want to know if that guy That guy's like
I mean,
spam filter is catching fun shit from our listeners.
Sorry. I mean, if you want to send us an email, send it at hot@clarkwoods.com.
And if you want to read the show notes for this episode, if you didn't get them in your podcast app, you can check them out at clarkwoods.com/hot/68.
68. Oh, we're in a 69 next week.
We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about next week. We got a ready-made topic right with that number next week.
What, sexual positions?
Oh, we got to talk. Save it for next week, Steve.
All right, sexuals time. You can Twitter us.
Yeah, you can Twitter.
You can twatter us.
You can Twitter or twatter, or both at once. No, that's next week.
He's ECC1977 at ECC1977.
And he's Tuesday is loser. That's Tuesday IS loser. All one fucking word.
That's good. Any wisdom? Are you gonna try to solve a problem this week?
Am I gonna try to solve a problem this week? I think when I try to solve problems, I just get dark and I tried just now to come up with a fucking like Morrissey or Cure lyric to finish it off, and I got nothing.
Don't worry, Chris. We'll just end the show.